What's up, YouTube? Game Over 86 coming back with another video, about to bring some real truth, wondering what the heck, give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on the Xbox One X, the console I paid /PC $546 for, that they fucking scammed us on. Oh, it's gonna be the most powerful fucking console ever. And then I see that Tomb Raider can't even run at 4K at 60 frames. But they'll put it at 1080p. Oh, we're going to get VR? Stick around, huh? Yeah, I got a few things I got to say about that. Also, oh my goodness, backwards compatibility. Xbox believes they got 1 billion played hours on all their backwards compatibility games. Yippee fucking do. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscription button, because I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit of my opinion and a piece of my mind when it comes to some of the bullshit that Microsoft's been pulling. Phil Spencer, I'm talking about you, buddy. And for my returning subscribers, I really do appreciate you guys. Make sure you check me out on Twitter. Hit the subscribe button, though, if you are new, because, God, this is going to be great. Stick back? That's alright. Sit back, and let's fucking hear this bullshit that I'm about to say. Oh, and haters, make sure you keep leaving me hate comments down there. I really do appreciate it. Bring it on. It don't really fucking faze me. Okay, so let's just get started. I paid $540-some for an Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition. It's a great console /PC, whatever. And it plays great. I mean, games look great. I just finished Far Cry 5. I've been playing Monster Hunter World. Notice I've said nothing about any exclusives, because I've already played them and beat them, and Halo hasn't changed since Halo 1 and 2 or 3. Like, it's like Call of Duty. You go in, you shoot some people. I mean, the storyline's pretty much fucking bland. Gears of War really hasn't changed. Not saying they're not good games. They just really haven't changed. Forza really hasn't changed. It's a fucking racing game. So a lot of the games I play on 4K, I got a 4K TV, I might as well play it. I paid $500 and some for my Xbox One X. So I mean, I might as well buy some games on it. I'm not being biased. I still have a PlayStation 4 that I play. I still have a Nintendo Switch that I play. I still play on PC. But let me go ahead and just say a few things. They said that it's the most powerful console. That's what they gave us. That's what they sold to us last year. Right? Okay. Everybody in agreement, I think. All the fanboys that are watching, getting ready to leave fucking bullshit comments, just hear me out. It's the most powerful console. Yet game companies, like I said in my previous videos, now you guys are starting to hopefully follow me and go, you know what? I guess he was fucking right. Tomb Raider just posted and said the game's not going to run at 60 frames 4K. And it's funny because I keep saying that true gamers, not dogging console games, but true gamers that play PC don't have to worry about this shit. They don't have to worry about it. But it can't even play at 60 frames at 4K. It can play at 1080p at 60 frames, which most professional gamers would rather play at. But I'm not dogging that it's a shit game or a console or whatever. We all know. It's just funny how they've already came out and said it won't run at 60 frames per second at 4K. No shit. Like, a lot of people don't understand that game companies that make games for everyone don't sit back and go, well, the X is more powerful than everything else. We're going to make this game run at 60 frames 4K. Because they look at the console sales. They also look at money that it takes for them to take time out of their fucking busy years of making this game and sit back and go, okay, the PlayStation 4 Pro can't run at 4K at 60 frames. It just fucking can't. But we're going to sell more copies possibly on here. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying possibly how they might be thinking. So that means why the fuck would they spend more money and time to make a game specifically for the X when Microsoft themselves won't even spend time to make games exclusively for the X? That is one thing I wanted to talk about today. That's one of the 3 things I want to talk about. That it won't even run. It won't even run at 60 fucking frames. And what's funny is that's what I'm meaning. Like, that is bullshit how you spend $546 on a console / PC and it can't even run that. But yet they hype it and say that it can. And the only game I've ever seen it run that fucking fast, that much, that great is Forza 7. All the other games, all you need is one game to prove, hey, it runs at 4K, 60 frames a second. And then you can sell it as that because it's already shown one game. It don't mean every fucking game. It's kind of like an HDR TV or an HDR or whatever you want to call it, 4K TV. Okay, the reason why they're $1,000 fucking dollars is because the whole TV ain't HDR like 4K. Not on every input. The one input. So for everybody out there that's got an X or something, please let me know if this helps you out. On your first input on your TV, that's going to have your HDR in 4K. So if you got the X hooked up to a different input and you got your cable box or a PS4 Pro hooked up to your input 1 and you're like, damn, I don't got HDR and it's not reading or it's not showing that I have 4K or any of that. That's bullshit. Change the input because most TV companies put it at 1. But see, that's where I pull back and I tell you how Xbox just sold you into this stuff. They showed you Forza 7 that runs at 4K 60 frames a second. I've even experienced it myself. I've tracked it. I got my frames per second meter up here. I can see it exactly what it was running. But that's all they need. Just like a TV company's not going to say, well, we have a TV at HDR with HDR and 4K, but it's only on input 1. They don't say that. Because it would be bad marketing. It would be bad for their company to sell shit. But if they just came out and said, yeah, we got HDR and 4K TVs, and it's $1,000, you're like, wow, win-win, I'm going to go get it. But it's one input normally. Because if they put it on 3 or 4 inputs, and what I mean by inputs, guys, is HDMI 1, 2, 3, and 4. If they did that, the TV wouldn't cost $1,000. It would cost like fucking $3,000. So remember that. Just because they say it's the most powerful console and it runs at 4K at 60 frames a second, don't mean every fucking game is going to run at 4K 60 frames a second. It's only meaning the games that they've hyped up, and the only game that I've seen technically run that fast, that well, is Forza 7. Now, do the other games are enhanced and look beautiful and wonderful? Yeah! And that's why I'm saying, why do you guys care so much about 4K 60 frames? If you care that much, and I'm not a PC bandwagon homer, I'm just saying, get a fucking PC and you don't ever have to worry about Tomb Raider not running on any of that shit. Because I could just run it at whatever. And I don't have to sit back and go, oh man, it ain't running. It ain't running at 60 frames. That's because the game companies work for other people besides Microsoft and Xbox or whatever you want to pair them as a group. They don't make games strictly for them. So they're not going to make a game strictly for the X. That's why it don't run at 4K at 60 frames per second, because you have an Xbox One S that can't run at fucking 4K, let alone 30 frames per second. And the original Xbox VCR, the original Xbox One, that can't even run anything. I mean, it runs games, but I'm saying like 4K and HDR and all that shit in frames per second. And they have a lot of people that own them consoles as well. And back to my video of why I said it was bad marketing. You can't make a generational jump and then expect to sell consoles. And then fucking not give you any games that are exclusively for that console. That's my little rant about that, my opinion about all this bullshit where everybody's like, oh, it's so powerful. I don't fucking care about the 4K 60 frames per second on every game. I would rather play most games at 1080p at 60 frames per second if I'm competing or playing a fast multiplayer first-person shooter and I want my Hertz monitor 144 up higher, 240 Pro Hertz. Some don't even run that because it gives you the advantage. You ever play a first-person shooter and you're like, oh man, how the fuck did he already see me? Because he's running it probably a lot bit quicker and a lot faster, especially if you play on PC. On my next thing, and this one's kind of like, they kind of gave us the shocker again. Phil Spencer likes giving people shockers. Not like, wow, shock, like I'm so shocked, this is so awesome. More like, what the fuck did you just do to me, Phil? Yeah, Phil was just filling around for that shocker, if you know what I'm talking about. They release the Xbox One X and state that they were going to have VR with it. Oh, it's going to have VR and most powerful gaming console ever. Where's my VR at? Huh? I want to hear it, Xbox fans down in the comments. Xbox fanboys, actually. Where's your VR? Where's VR? Like, where the fuck is it? They said it was going to have VR. Well, I'm still sitting here waiting. I haven't seen VR. And I'm going to keep saying it because that's stupid that they're going to sell a console / PC, and I'm going to keep saying that until everybody realizes that the console's technically just a PC and it's just in a fucking box. But you can't do anything to it. You can't upgrade it or make it better. But they're wanting to run VR, and I've never seen them talk about VR. I've never seen them once talk about what games that what VR companies they've invested in, marketing, paying wise to build games. Nope, none of that. And what's funny is the PlayStation's less powerful, but yet can run VR. Do they just not know how to run a VR? I mean, I can kind of figure back in 2013 when they talked about the Oculus Rift, or maybe it was even a year before. Remember the Oculus Rift, guys? And they were like, fuck that. They backed out of that shit quicker than fuck. I mean, I'm serious. Shit. Xbox talking about VR is like me watching the old commercials of the Super NES, like, entertainment bicycle that you would ride. Watching them people in spandex exercising. Hey, look at me, guys. I'm working out. My kid plays fucking Excite Bike. That's what, when I see Phil Spencer, that's what I think sometimes. He's the guy riding a bike having no fucking clue what he's doing, trying to sell a piece of hardware that sometimes doesn't make fucking sense. And I'm going to leave it at that. Leave me comments on that one down below. Fanboys, haters, Xbox fans, Sony fans, Nintendo fans, and just fans of my channel too. Leave me comments. Let me know what you guys think about that. Where the fuck's the VR, right? And my last thing that I'm going to talk about, and this one, you guys can look at it from both sides of the spectrum. I see people with these videos, and I've mentioned, to me, IGN, I don't give a shit what IGN says, because to me, they don't matter. Like, oh, well, I gotta care about what they say. I don't care about what IGN says, because they say a bunch of shit, and it don't even matter. But they came out and said, well, Xbox has said that the backwards compatibility has been really good, and it's been playing, over 1 billion hours from what they said, which is great. You can look at it from the Xbox fan side, which would be, man, that's great. I can play my old school games that I got on my Xbox 360, my Xbox One. I can play all them games in one spot. You can look at it from the fanboys side and say, oh, well, this is great. The Xbox has backwards compatibility. What does the PlayStation 4 have? They don't have all that bullshit. Oh, the Switch, they don't have that bullshit. And then you could just look at it from a fucking reseller or retailer or a fucking consumer like me. And I'm a fan of all consoles / PCs, but I look at it and I go, huh. They're not talking about any of their fucking exclusives, though. I mean, hint why they're playing so many old games backwards compatible. It's because you don't have any fucking games worth playing now on that one. And the games that you do before fanboys start jumping my ass is all the games that you're talking about. No one gives a fuck. Yes, Halo's cool. Halo's great. There's not a lot of people. You know what's? It's funny because you guys always mention the games that were fucking just the same game. You know, like it. I'm not. Most of the games that people play on the X are multi-platform games. I can go right now and tell you. Okay, most of the games that are playing on the X repetitively, hours upon hours, are not exclusives. I'm telling you that right fucking now. That's 100% true, real, Game Over 86, being honest. And I know that burns. Trust me, I want the Xbox to do good too. It's not that I'm shitting on you guys. It's just when you guys leave me comments and say, fucking Xbox One X is so great, you're an idiot and don't know shit. If I'm a fucking idiot, why are you here watching me? Why would you subscribe or listen to Phil Spencer? What the fuck has he done since 2013? Who's an idiot? Who's the fucking idiot? So you can look at it from all sides of the spectrum. Like I said, you guys can look at it and say, oh yeah, we got backwards compatible fanboys. What do you guys got? And you know, it's just going to be back and forth. I got this. I got a bigger dick. I got a smaller dick. I got a better controller. I got a shittier controller. You got a shittier Kinect. I got VR. You don't. Okay. I got 4K. You got upscale. Your eyes can't even see the fucking difference. Newsflash. Shocker. The true Game Over 86 shocker is after it's 2 million ratio to 1, you can't even see the difference. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, you could think you can see the difference, but you can't. Not until they start making games exclusively for it. And by then, it'll already be old because, well, software and hardware, you know, ages every like 3 months. Everything's upgraded and old tech. A year from now, we're going to have something even better. The point I'm getting at is it's funny how they were talking about backwards compatibility. Oh, there's already 1 billion hours played on it. So that proves that Xbox backwards compatibility, yes, is popular. Hopefully Sony or Nintendo takes that option and puts it into their next console, or hopefully Nintendo will just make a virtual console and quit dicking us around. But the whole overall thing about what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to sit there and tell me that backwards compatibility is the biggest thing ever, well then you're wrong, because games exclusively played for a new gen should be played on the new gen. I don't buy a new console at $546 to play old games that I've already paid for on another console, or the same console, excuse me, Sega, Nintendo, Rare, Sega that makes video games that are on the arcades. I also do not make games or pay for consoles in the previous years just to play them over again. Yes, they are nice. Yes, they look good, but I've already played them. I want some new games for a new gen console because that's what I paid for. So that is my rant, review, opinion, thoughts on all three of these things. So ask yourself this. Tomb Raider. It's probably going to be a great game. It's probably going to look pretty. Since it's really not a multiplayer first-person shooter, you really don't need 60 frames. So 4K at 30 frames is still a great deal. It's just funny how all these games start being announced and they're like, well, we're not 60 frames 4K. Because it takes a lot of graphical power to push it at 4K at 60 frames. The other one is VR. Where's my VR, Xbox? Answer me that question. And where is, and my kid's crying right now, so I gotta wrap this up. Where is all this backwards compatible hours? What's that mean? It could mean positive. Yes, it's still popular. I do agree. It's awesome to play old games from the past on one console instead of having to hook them all up. I get that. But it also means that Xbox should be slapped because more people are playing backwards compatible than ever, when you should be making exclusively badass games for everybody to be playing. The reason why they're playing backwards compatible, in my opinion, is because you don't have any top-notch sellers right now, and some of the games that they've been making repetitively need to change. So if you guys do like this channel and you're new here, hit the subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, all my returning subscribers. Thank you for all the support, all the kind words. I'm going to keep bringing these videos, keep bringing truth, keep bringing some thoughts, bringing up some opinions that maybe getting you guys thinking, you know what do we need to do? So anyway, leave a comment, share this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe as always. Game Over 86 is always out. I hope you guys, wherever you are watching this video, stay safe. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. And remember, just remember, always, Game Over 86 is out. Peace, guys.